Hey, fellow YouTubers, JJ the Trucker, and you can tell by the windshield and all the bugs on it that I am down south. Well, I've got to be. I mean, if it's mid-November and there's bugs on the windshield, I got to be down south, and I am. I am in nice warm weather, 84 degrees. I'm in southern Texas, people. That's right, southern Texas. Went through Houston a bit ago, and I'm heading all the way down to the border. Whew, yeah. Let's see, I'm heading to one border town, dropping off this load. It's a live unload, and deadheading a little bit, not too long, to another border town, and picking up a drop and hook trailer. The drop and hook trailer is already ready for me, too. That's nice. And then I'm taking that all the way out to SoCal, and I'll be with my family for the holidays, as long as that load doesn't cancel, or nothing goes wrong with this live unload. And I don't think it will. These are both direct ships, and they're pretty regular loads. So, and the agents have been on the, been good on communication. So I think we're good. I'm pretty sure we're good. Man, so obviously I'm feeling a lot better today compared to my last couple of videos. Biggest part of the reason, a few reasons here. Let me get slowed down to 55. Go from 70 to 55 on these little highways. Some big reason is obviously I have not had to deal with agents. Because last time we spoke, I was already skipping that one load and deadheading all the way down from Kentucky to Alabama to pick up this load that I'm on right now. And this load was already booked, and the next load's already booked. So haven't had to deal with agents, and of course not even looking yet for my next load because I'm gonna spend a few days at home in SoCal. That's not until the end of the month, like the 30th. So we got some time. I haven't had any agents calling me yet. Although that's due to change. Oh, it's also been the weekend. It's Sunday today. So I'm sure tomorrow I'll start getting some phone calls. We'll see how that goes. Anyway. But yeah, the other big reason is because I've gotten a ton of advice, man. So thank you to all my subscribers hanging in there with me. My videos are positive. I get a ton of comments from you guys, how you love that my videos are always on the positive. I'm always upbeat, even when things are going wrong. I'm always looking on the bright side. And in the last two videos, it wasn't so much that way. Man, I was not feeling good. I felt like I had a snake the snake the size of a sewer pipe living in my rib cage. Felt like a pickled priest being flambéed. Got me requisitioned, Blondie. Sorry, sidetracked. That's the rock reference of the week. If you get that, if you got those lyrics, if you know what those lyrics are from, make sure to post it in the comments. I know you guys, a lot of you guys dig that stuff, so you look forward to those challenges. So yeah, if you can figure that out, it's a popular song by a very popular rock band. If you can figure that out without looking it up, throw it in the comments, man. Anyways, that's how I felt. But with all the advice, man, a lot of advice, a lot of spam, but and some trolls. Some people who I thought were trolls, and after I kind of called them out, and there's a few of you, so if I'm not trying to single any one of you out. After calling them out, they were like, well, if you're looking for advice and some help, all right. And yeah, I got some, ended up from those ones, there's about 4 in total that came right back and ended up offering some really good advice and good information. And these were Landstar BCOs, dispatchers, fleet owners, or fleet dispatchers, etc. And I ended up getting some really good advice from them, and I appreciated it. Got to talk to one of my longtime subscribers. That was awesome. Got to talk to a couple different BCOs, and waiting for another one to give me a call back. I know we get busy, but so you know who you're talking about. I left you an email. Give me a call whenever you get a chance. But anyways, yeah, some great advice, great suggestions on other companies. You know, and I did some brief looking into some of them. But you know what? The majority of the advice, excuse me, along with the southern weather comes the southern allergies. So excuse my throat clearing. But a lot of the advice was very, very similar, and that was hang in there. You're brand spanking new. Okay, you're not hurting for money yet. You know, and I'm not. It's not something where I have to make a change immediately due to financial or any other reasons. You know, I'm brand new. I'm learning the system. It gets better. I'm like, well, how does it get better? That's what I was really trying to dig for in a lot of these. How does it get better? What's the difference between, you know, being there for 6 months, a year or later versus being new? Things like that. And, you know, with all the advice, I try and look at it saying, you know, if the roles were flipped, if it was somebody asking me for advice, what advice would I give? What advice makes sense? And that kind of advice did make sense. You know, it's, you know, hang in there, give it some time, give it some more time. It's only been, you know, 2.5 months, which is not really a lot of time. Yeah, I'm frustrated. Yeah, things aren't going great. Financially, they're going well. I mean, money-wise, yeah, the money is great. So anybody who is, you know, thinking it was a money-related issue, it's definitely not. No, Landstar and the pay scale and everything is really good. It's just a frustration with the agents, mostly. Anybody who is thinking that the frustration was with the sitting duck policy, no, it's not. You know, it's a choice I made. I knew about it before coming in, and I realized that. I was just, again, frustrated and kind of just piling on. And, you know, that it's just one more thing to deal, you know, to think about and deal with when you're dealing with a whole lot of other issues. But overall, it's not that bad. I can live with that. I can deal with that. So, but I did get some great advice specifically then on how to work with the agents, deal with the agents. You know, so that's fantastic. I really appreciate it. So my videos are going to start getting back to the normal happy me, cheery self, and giving you updates on what's going on. And I'm glad for that, man. I really am. So again, everybody that commented, sincerely, thank you for your advice. Much appreciated. So, yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna stick it out. Take that advice to heart. There's some changes that I'm going to be needing to make on my end on how to work with the agents and deal with them. Some expectation changes, certainly. I think that might have been a big part of the issue. You know, my expectations coming in were a little different than reality. Okay, you know, so my expectations need to change a little bit. And I'll keep you all posted on how things are going and how, you know, as I'm going along, I'll let you guys know what I'm doing a little differently, what I was doing before, what I'm doing differently, and how it's working out. So yeah, that's about it. So as of now, yeah, picked up this load in Alabama. It's a lightweight load. The trailer is jam-packed, stuffed from wall to wall, floor to ceiling, front to back. And it's a very lightweight load. Very lightweight. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You know how I am. I don't tell anybody what I'm hauling while I'm hauling it. But it's some lightweight stuff. So yeah, and the people there at the shipper. First of all, this was a drop and hook at the shipper, and they had sent it over with the time window, noon to midnight. Well, I know from being at Prime, when they say noon to midnight, that doesn't mean, oh, I can just pick it up and, you know, it's going to be ready for me at noon. I can just arrive anytime between noon and midnight and pick it up. No, that means that it might be ready as early as noon. It might be ready as late as midnight. So, like, all right, well, obviously, I'm going to be deadheading to, you know, all the way in anyway, skipping a load that got canceled on me. So I'll get there early. I planned it out. I got there at 11 o'clock, and lo and behold, it was ready for me, 11 a.m. It was already ready for me. The guys there at the shipper, really nice. One of the guys, you know, them smart ass funny people, you know, almost like looking in a mirror. So yeah, he was awesome. They very friendly and helpful. And it helps because here's the thing, that wedding load that I ended up picking up in New York. So they told me that as a requirement for this load, which was a good paying load, I needed, I'm getting over here, I needed 7 straps and 2 load bars. Now when we're talking load bars, we're not talking about the load locks that you get from, you know, that you use in the reefers. Those do not work in dry vans. The dry vans are wider because you don't have the insulation, the walls are thinner and they flex more, and the load bars just aren't wide enough. They don't grip. You know, you hit one bump, the trailer shifts and that thing just falls right on down. So you need, but the trailers have these E-tracks, this E-track system where things just lock into the sides, and they've got E-track load bars. They're not cheap, you know, they're about 60, 70 bucks a piece, and they needed 2 of them. All right, so I went and got it. It was worth it for the for that load. Little did I know the load was going to be a royal pain in the butt afterwards, but still. So I got these things. I'm like, all right, and I'm sure they've got load lock holders for these, like they've got load bar, you know, or I'm sorry, load bar holders, like they've got the load lock holders, you know, for the reefer load locks. Surely they have those. I'll just, you know, get one of those and replace my load lock holders. Come to find out, I have not been able to find anything like that. So I'm asking you guys for solutions. If you have these load bars, these big old thick load bars, what do you do with them? You know, where do you put them? In the meantime, the only place I can put them is inside the trailer. But I've been doing some drop-in hooks. That's not good. I've been fortunate enough, I guess, to where each place I've picked up a trailer and a drop-in hook, it either hasn't been sealed yet, or they've been all right with me breaking the seal to put the load locks in. I even secure the load and everything while I'm at it, so they're happy for that, and then they reseal it. And that's what happened at this last place. It's, you know, the concern is what happens when I get to a place where it's a drop-in hook on the other end. Like in California, when I drop this trailer, it's going to be a drop-in hook. What do I do? I've had one so far, and I did double check with the agent first that they said it would be okay to break the seal, you know, after it's been delivered and signed off. I can break the seal and get my load bars out. All right, cool. Yep. All right. So I didn't check with this latest one, so I'm hoping it's going to be fine. But yeah, if you have any solutions. Now there was a load bar holder at Iowa 80. I actually got it off of Iowa80.com and had it delivered to Iowa 80 because I wasn't sure if they were going to be in stock, and I was only at Iowa 80 for the weekend, and it looked perfect. It was padded, looked like it was perfect. It said it was for load bars. Said it was, you know, universal installation. Neither one was true. It wasn't universal installation. It did not fit on my truck, and I was like, okay, well, I can modify it to make it fit, and, you know, I can figure something out to get it installed. But then as I was doing that, I'm like, this doesn't even look like it would fit the load bar. So I tried it, and sure enough, no, it's for load locks, not load bars, not these E-track load bars. So since then, I've not had any luck finding anything for these load bars. So again, if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations, let me know. Also, while we're at it, be aware, if you buy anything off of Iowa80.com, it's not like buying anything off of Amazon Prime, that's for sure. Their return policy is you've got to ship it back at your expense, and it cannot be used at all or show any signs. Basically, it has to be in the same exact condition so that they can put it back on their shelf and resell it. Otherwise, nope, no return. The return will be rejected. You cannot take it, or you can return it to Iowa 80 directly, but you cannot return it to Joplin 44, You cannot return it to Oak Grove 70, even though they're the same company. Cannot do that. They keep everything separated. And so yeah, if you return it, you got to pay for the shipping. And this load lock holder was heavy. You know, it was expensive. It was heavy. It cost a lot of money to ship it back, and that's money that I've lost out on. And hopefully they'll even take it back. We'll see. I still haven't received confirmation. Anyway, just letting you know. All right, moving on. Let's see. So yeah, back in the warm weather. Woo, 84 degrees. I'm gonna have to shed these sweatpants and throw some shorts on here once I get here. But happy for it, man. My bunk heater's getting a break. That's nice. I love the warm weather, and you know, I like the fact that I can dispatch myself and stay south if I want to, and still go north if the load's right and the weather's looking all right. But man, the fact that I can pick good paying loads going south, you know, that's something good. That's something worth sticking around for. That's for sure. So yeah, heading to Texas, heading to the border. I've not done a border load with Landstar yet. I've done border loads, you know, the Laredo loads for Prime. So I know how those go down. Those are fairly simple and easy. These ones are not sure yet, and I'll let you know. Oh, but check this out. So the one that I'm picking up is another drop. It's a drop and hook at both ends, and it's got a big window, like 3-4 days on both ends. They're just like, you know, just pick it up when you can and drop it off when you can, type of thing. So that's pretty awesome. And I already got the confirmation. Hold on. Sorry, buddy. I know you were coming, but all right. You never know if these people who are getting on the highway are going to actually find their accelerator or not. And oh man, you'd be surprised. So many times you get these people that they just can't find their accelerator, and they're in front of you, and you're slowing down for them so that they can get over. But then they're like, oh, I can't make it, I don't want to cut the truck off. And so they hit their brakes as you're hitting your brakes. So now we're both slowing down, and they're still in front. And I'm like, get over, come on, hit the gas pedal. And then before you know it, they've run out of room, and they're on the shoulder hitting their brakes. I'm like, you know, obviously if I can get over, I will, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's people right on the side of me. So yeah, so if you're getting on the highway, I'm telling you, the accelerator, it's the one on the right. Push it all the way down until you're at highway speed, until you're, you know, able to merge. That's all you got to do. Anyway, so yeah, so this load's already ready for me. I've already got the trailer number that I'm picking up. I even told the guy, I said, okay, I'm not going to be there for a couple. He told me this 2 days ago. Like night before last. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be there until, you know, a couple days, and you know, as long as that's all right. And I did ask him, I said, is this place going to be open on Thanksgiving? Because it looks like I'm going to be getting to town either Wednesday night or Thursday in the morning, depending on how long this unload takes. So I asked him that, and he said, yep, they are definitely 100% open on Thanksgiving. And you know, even if they weren't, the drop-off window is all the way through Friday until midnight. So even if I had to, you know, visit with my family on Thanksgiving and drop it off Friday, no big deal. And I also asked him, I said, so it's a drop and hook. Would they be okay with me dropping the trailer, bobtailing out of there for a few days, and then bobtailing in to pick up your trailer? And he says, yeah, that's no problem at all. Go ahead. So yeah, I'm ecstatic. That's from the same song, by the way. So yeah, I can do that, which is going to make things a lot easier being in SoCal. It's so much easier to bobtail around SoCal than it is to have a trailer. Same restrictions apply. They still don't like trucks and all that stuff. But yeah, a lot easier. So I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm really got my fingers crossed that this load goes well and everything is good, because I wouldn't mind having this one as a regular load going into California when I need to. So yeah, there's always loads going down here to the border, and this load that's going, you know, from the border to Ontario, California is a regular load, like an everyday deal. So yeah, I think this would be very beneficial. I'm looking forward to it. Fingers crossed. I'll let you know how it goes. Whew, all right. Other than that, nothing really new. I think I've caught you guys up on everything there is. All right. So again, thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the well wishes and the good lucks and the hope everything works out and all that stuff. Oh, barbecue ahead. That's the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. All right. Look, y'all know how I feel about barbecue. Okay. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But I'm picky. Okay. I'm not picky. I'm spoiled. Spoiled with good barbecue. I lived in the Midwest for 10 years. Now that I've been traveling around, I know which barbecue to get in which states. And look, I'll tell you, growing up on the West Coast does not know how to cook brisket. They don't. I grew up hating brisket because it's terrible. Brisket is like the worst of the meats on the West Coast. Well, my dad lived out here in Texas for a little bit, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to take you out for brisket. I'm like, oh. He's like, no, this is good brisket. I'm like, whatever, we'll try it. It was some good brisket. And that's when I learned about Texas brisket. So barbecue in Texas is brisket. Each place has their own thing. In Texas, definitely Texas brisket. It's like nothing else. I've even had Texas style brisket in other places, in other states. No, not even close. But Texas brisket in Texas, from a good place, a place that's known for its brisket. You can't just go to any old place. That's some good stuff. So while I'm in Texas, I need to find me a place for brisket. So if you know any place along the border towns, and this has to be a place where I can have truck parking too, keep that in mind, okay, or along Interstate 10, because once I hit these border towns, I'm going to be shooting right back up to Interstate 10 and taking that all the way across. So brisket place in Texas along Interstate 10 or in the border towns, the major shipping towns, you know what those are. Let me know. Pop me, I'll throw in a message there. Let me know, because man, I'm dying for some good brisket right now. I'm in Texas, got to take advantage of it. All right. Thank you everybody for hanging in there with me. I appreciate it as always. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.